G'day everyone, Tempo here and welcome to the TD Project. In today's episode I have some good news that I want to share with everyone, and that is I joined a class action against Centrelink. Now if anyone happens to know me on a personal basis, they probably know that I have a great disliking for Centrelink. I really hate Centrelink. And okay, first off, just in case I have any international viewers out there, Centrelink is essentially a branch of the government that gives out social welfare payments, or the dole as many Aussies call it. And these payments range from stuff like old age pensions to disability pensions to payments to help support you while you're looking for work and you're unemployed, or payments to help support you while you're studying at uni. There's a whole bunch of different social welfare payments, and people, they sign up for this to help support themselves financially because at that particular time they can't. So this is the government's way of giving out social welfare payments. And while it's good that I was able to receive Centrelink payments, these social welfare payments throughout many years of my life, because I needed to, I still hate Centrelink. I hate the way Centrelink is run. I feel Centrelink as a company or as a branch is awful, and the people that work there generally have no idea what they're talking about, and that leads to genuine Aussies getting screwed over. And the most recent and significant screw over by Centrelink is Robo-debt. So Robo-debt, in case anyone out there doesn't know, is the Centrelink screwed up and they asked people to pay back debts that they didn't actually have to Centrelink, and now Centrelink has to pay back these debts. So let's delve a little bit deeper into this. So when you are getting Centrelink payments, you have to declare how much other income you're getting from any other sources, such as work, your job. Alright, so you declare how much income you're getting, and then Centrelink will then send you your payments the day or so after that, and they may adjust your payments based on how much money you're earning. So if you go over a certain threshold, then they'll reduce the payment you're receiving. Alright? The amount of income you declare to Centrelink was then getting cross-referenced by Robo-debt with the information supplied by the Australian Tax Office. So your employer has to declare to the tax office how much income they were paying you. So you declared how much income you're getting, and then your employer through the tax office declared how much income they were paying you, and then Robo-debt had to compare the two numbers, and if the two numbers did not match up, it was like, oi, you're screwing over the system. I'm going to send you a letter, and this letter is essentially saying you owe Centrelink money and you have to repay this debt. Okay? So myself, like many thousands upon thousands of Australians out there, got one of these letters and had to pay back these debts. Alright? And then only in the last year or so did people start calling it out saying, no, actually, I don't owe you this much money. I don't owe you any money at all. You now have to pay me, Centrelink. Centrelink, you owe us money. You got to pay back the money that you took from us. And then investigations went on, and then it was revealed that Robo-debt was full of bugs and errors and was making all kinds of mistakes and was making people pay debts that they didn't actually have. It was making people make repayments unnecessarily, and that's not on, alright? You can't, like, at a government level, at a national government level, you can't be screwing over like this many people like that, alright? Like, it's not on, and I'm glad Centrelink is finally getting some comeuppance up in there, alright? Because, God, I hate Centrelink. This is not the first time that Centrelink has screwed me over. They screwed me over so many times, but this, I'm sure this is probably, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments below, but I feel this is probably the first, like, massive national level of stuff up that Centrelink has done, and we're finally getting some justice. We're getting our money back, hopefully, because one person decided enough's enough, and they launched a class action. And shout out to you, thank you very much for launching this class action. And everyone affected by Robo-debt received a letter, and you can choose whether or not to join this class action. And I personally have signed up to this class action because I hate Centrelink and I would like the chance to get my money back, okay? And I want to throw out there that the amount of debt that I paid back was not as big as the amount of debt that many other Australians paid back. So for me personally, the debt, I'm not going to say an exact number, but it was not significantly large. And I thought, well, this was my thought after I went through all my documents and I couldn't find the documents to support my belief that I should not be paying this money back. I thought, all right, I'm going to pay this debt in a one-off payment just to get rid of Centrelink, just to stop them from hassling me. It's the amount of money I paid, I justified it in my mind, not as a means to pay back a debt which I believe they didn't owe, but as a means to stop Centrelink from hassling me. I'm prepared to pay X amount of dollars just to get Centrelink off my ass, because I hate Centrelink. That's the thought I went through. And in the grand scheme of things, the debt that I paid back was kind of small in comparison to many other Australians. Many other Australians had to pay back tens of thousands of dollars of debt, alright? And while it's all well and good that there's a class action and there's a good chance Centrelink's going to be paying back this money, a lot more damage was done that was not financial, right? Many hardships were bestowed upon many Australians, and there's at least one recorded case of someone committing suicide as a direct result of them spiraling out from having to pay back a ridiculous amount of this robo-debt, okay? So it's all well and good that you're paying back this money, but an Australian has died, at least one of, but the one of which I'm particularly thinking of, is one Australian died due to the amount of debt that he had to pay back, and he couldn't cope, he could not survive. And now his mother is dealing with it, and the mother has lashed out at Centrelink, pretty much saying, cool, you're giving back the money, but you can't bring back my dead son. Too much damage has been done, too little too late, Centrelink. So, to Centrelink, to the government, and whoever is in charge of this, pull your head and or your finger out of your ass. You gotta get your act together, okay? Australians are sick of copping all this crap from Centrelink. It's not on, okay? And honestly, it feels like, because this branch is so poorly managed, it's so mismanaged, and no one knows what's going on, it feels like Centrelink is just out there to screw over the genuine Australians that genuinely need social welfare payments. Meanwhile, there's so many other people out there that are clearly, overtly, obviously screwing the system over, and Centrelink's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not our problem. But it is, alright? You're letting people screw over the system, and you're not dealing with them, but you're screwing over all the other genuine Aussies out there that genuinely need to have support payments, alright? And you're screwing us over, and I hope this is the last straw. No more mistakes, alright? And I just want to throw out there that this is not the first time Centrelink has screwed me over. That's why I'm more than happy to get behind this class action. And I may or may not make a whole video dedicated to all the times that Centrelink has screwed me over in the past, because I just hate Centrelink so much. So if you want me to make that video, let me know in the comments below. But I'll give a quick brief example without going into too much detail about how Centrelink screwed me over in the past, once before. So Centrelink, prior to this robo-debt, asked me to pay back some money. They debted me, and I personally felt that I should not have had to pay back this money, but I ended up paying them back anyway. And the reason why I ended up owing Centrelink money was, so I have 2 degrees, right? I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and there was a 6-month gap in between me finishing one degree and starting the next. And while I was doing these degrees, I was on Centrelink payments to support me while I was studying, because it wasn't practical for me to go and earn enough money to support myself while I was studying full time. In the 6-month gap, I picked up 4 university units to help me gain background knowledge on some of the other units I was going to be studying in my master's degree. I went to Centrelink and I said, I know I'm technically not doing a degree or a course in this 6 months, but I am studying 4 units of university study, which is full-time study, because under Centrelink definitions, 3 units minimum is required to qualify to be considered for full-time study. So I'm doing 4 units of study, and these units are going to help me progress in my next course. I need to do these 4 units to be able to do my next course. Can you guys still give me the payments? And then I asked a whole bunch of other questions just to confirm that what I was doing was okay for me to receive the payments. And Centrelink was all like, yeah, bro, it's okay. 4 units, yeah, mate. We'll give you payments for 6 months. It's okay, okay? Yeah. And then, like a year or so down the track, Centrelink sent me a letter saying, no, you owe us back the payments that we made you, that we gave you for those 4 units of study you did in those 6 months in between your 2 courses. And I called them up. I was pissed off, right? I called them up, and essentially the answer I got was, well, technically yes, you did 4 units of study, which technically is full-time study, but the 4 units you did were from separate courses. You did 2 units from one course and 2 units from another course, which, although 4 units is technically full-time, you technically did 2 units in 2 part-time courses, which then makes you only doing part-time study in 2 separate courses, which is not full-time study. So you have to pay us the money back. What? I'm studying part-time in 2 courses? No! I tried to clarify all of this at the beginning before you guys gave me the payments, and you said it was okay. Now, if from the start, right, Centrelink had told me, no, we can't give you the payments for these 6 months, I would have walked away and I would have been fine. Okay, fine. Maybe I can only get the payments if I'm doing a full-on course or something. But no, I clarified as many details as I could, and Centrelink said yes, and then a year or so down the track, you want the money back? That's screwing me over. And I'm sure I'm not the only Aussie that's faced a situation like that. If you're gonna screw us over down the track, just don't give us the money to begin with. Because if you don't give us the money to begin with, we can then financially sort ourselves out from there going forwards. But if you give us money, and then we use that money to live, and then you want that money back down the track because you guys made a mistake and you want the money back, that really screws a lot of people over. It's way worse than not giving us the money in the first place. And that's just one of the examples of Centrelink screwing me over, separate to the Robo-debt. So, try and wrap it up here. If you got a letter to join the Robo-debt class action, please sign up to it. I hate Centrelink, and I'm sure you do too. Centrelink, go get stuffed. Whoever's in charge of Centrelink, go get stuffed. And yeah, please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do all those YouTube things, you know, like, comment, share, subscribe, get notified, be kind, rewind, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.